You're listening to Cain, Randy, and Brooke on Scratch the Vinyl.
Scratch the vinyl.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Scratch the Vinyl. You made it back for another week, and we're so glad that you did. You guys are back with us, and we just keep rolling on and on. The party train keeps moving on with this show, and it's only going to get bigger from here, everybody. So I do have to start out by addressing the fact that unfortunately we don't have our best looking half with us today. We don't have the red lipped lady, the big red machine, Brooke Johnson. She is out once again saving the world and fighting the good fight. I think she might be actually, truth be told, everybody, I think that she might be doing some community service right now or something. She's like picking up trash on the side of the road or something and saving the world in that way. That's not really true, but it'd be fun to believe that it is. So we're gonna look forward to Brooke coming back again next episode or soon, but we are gonna trudge on without her. So I'm gonna bring on the guy who is here, though. I'm gonna bring on the karaoke machine, the man, the myth, the legend, the god of thunder, the Godzilla of entertainment in this town and many towns that we can't name. Randy Wilson, welcome to the show.
What's up, Mr. Cain Stevens?
Man, I'm glad to be here. We got another episode. We got another awesome guest. And, to be honest with you, it just keeps getting better from here. I got to admit, Randy, there have been a bunch of cool releases and great new songs that have been released lately and just things burning up the charts. And I'll tell you one thing that got me so excited was the new Deftones album was released, and it is a monster. I mean, it is burning up the charts, number one. One song's taken over the next song as number one on these streaming charts. And it's just so refreshing to see Deftones are back in action. Do you like the Deftones, Randy? I guess I've never asked you this.
I do like the Deftones, and it's funny, I never searched them out, but then all of a sudden you hear them, and then you're like, wow, that's really good.
It's just, I have been following that band and whatever iteration that Chino Marino goes on in all these side bands forever, man. And they can do no wrong in my eyes, but this album is a gem. Another gem that came out was, I always brag about my love for Freddie D and Limp Bizkit, and I'll be danged if they didn't just drop a killer single. It's called Making Love to Morgan Wallen. I it's classic Limp Bizkit, man. It has the full sound. I mean, the rhyme's good. It's got everything about it. It's got a brutality to it at times. It's classic Limp Bizkit.
Well, I mean, big shout. They do it like a big shout out to Morgan Wallen. What the heck? I mean, top of the country meets Limp Bizkit. Who wouldn't want to go see that?
Well, at first you think to yourself, man, is this a diss track? Or, is Fred beefing with Morgan Wallen? But from everything that I've read and as I've listened to it and I've actually read the lyrics every time, it doesn't look like that at all. They give a shout out to Chester from Linkin Park in it. They give a shout out to David Bowie. It's just a really cool song, man. I'm just so glad to see Limp Bizkit kind of having a revitalization also, where these kids are figuring out like what we loved about them.
Yeah, that's awesome. I haven't heard that, so I can't wait to check that out.
Now, something that I'm not excited about, and you guys are going to be this is like, oh, this is so sacrilegious for me to say, because here I go on this show and I talk about my love for Smashing Pumpkins all the time. And there's a new Smashing Pumpkins song that just came out, and I don't really like it at all.
Uh-oh. Silly Billy again.
Silly Billy doing silly things to my heart. Like, that last album was great. I thought we're moving in a good direction. We got away from the rock opera and we're doing something here. And then he releases this single, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, Billy, we're moving in a strange direction again. And I just don't get it. I love the genius of it. I love the guitar playing in it. I don't understand the lyrics whatsoever, which I'm okay with, but I don't like the vocals in that song at all.
I mean, this is the problem with Billy in this sense, is sometimes you don't start to appreciate those kind of weird songs until later. Is that where we're at? What do you think?
I hope so. I hope that after I listen to it a few thousand times, it then grows on me. But I think it's more good. It's going to grow on me like a rash or something that I can't get rid of, or like, jock itch or something. I feel like that's where this thing's going for me.
Well, I'll have to check that out as well. You got a lot of new stuff today. What the heck?
I know. Yeah. There's a ton going on, man. Sabrina Carpenter's burning up the charts, and
What? What? You're a Sabrina Carpenter fan?
No, I'm a fan of looking at Sabrina Carpenter. I could stare at her all day long. And it's not that I don't dig the music. It's just, to me, it's so this is just my opinion, everybody. So you Sabrina Carpenter fans, if you're like Swifties, don't come at me with the force of God or something. But it doesn't do anything for me when I listen to it. Remember, Randy, I had a long period of my life, and I've admitted this, and this is not me being sexist or anything. I had no female heroes in music until I learned about the Carpenters and really started to love like Karen Carpenter and all of that. I just didn't, you know what I mean? Like there were country female singers out there that I loved, but they weren't my heroes. All my heroes were men doing brutal things on guitars and singing, and 60s singers, soul sing. There was never a female. And so I don't know if that's creeping up on me again. I'm not a sexist. I love female singers. It has to be more than just sex sells for me musically.
Well, if you would have had a hardcore female metal band to follow, you'd have been in heaven.
Oh yeah. Like when Evanescence was huge, right? I mean, I was in like Cream Paradise, right? Like there were stiff socks everywhere in the room. It was hard for me to keep it together. I love a great female vocalist, especially in metal. I don't know. Sabrina Carpenter, she's not metal. It'd be cooler if she was. Then maybe she could get me.
Are, are you a Paramore fan?
Yeah, I do dig Paramore. See, that's the thing, is as I get older, I start to appreciate these people and these bands. And yeah, I love Paramore, and I love what they do. It's just I don't know, man. There's just something about female singers that doesn't always do it for me.
Well, we've been touching on a lot of metal going on right now. I feel like the Lincoln scene is rejuvenating again with the metal scene, and I think it's time because I see we have our guest just queued in. Why don't you cue that up for us?
We do. We have our guest here. Metal fans, once again, you guys can thank us for highlighting metal like it should be highlighted. It's not going to be every guest that we have, but this week I am super pumped to have this person on. So looking at his bio, he took a 16-year hiatus from music. He played in some bands, and life happens, all sorts of stuff gets in the way. He takes a break from music, and then he releases a single and then an EP, and all of a sudden it kind of like blows up for him. Like people are really responding to it. So let's just bring him on right now, and I want to kind of address some of this. So he is the one man band right now, soon to be in a full band, I believe. He's Brett Droege from Ricos Pass. Brett, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me on today.
Absolutely, man. So welcome to the show. I don't know if you know much about the show. It's not just the vinyl talk show. This is a show where we highlight the best of the best in the area. We like to highlight Nebraska talent, and you just happen to be another one of those guys, man. You're doing big things, but I am also a one man bander right now. I'm a studio warrior, so I got to ask you, how is the one man band thing for you, and where are you going to take it from here?
Well, I live in Beatrice where there's like literally no band scene at all. And wanting to get back into it, I had to kind of take a different action, which was this whole studio route. And I mean, it's all right. recording in the studio, but man, being on, there's nothing like being on stage again. Even today, I woke up, I got my daughter to school, and then I loaded up my stuff, went in my back room, blasted that, had to practice, ran through my set, but there's nothing like being live, dude.
Well, let's talk about the live, because not only are you playing live, but you're going to be part of a massive bill this weekend, everybody. You're going to be part of the Metal Manifesto 2-night extravaganza, and you're going to be playing over there at Gray's Keg, correct?
Yeah, shout out to John Cruz and KZUM. This is the third show I played with them. I love it.
Yeah, John is the best. We give John nothing but high praise. John is our key to the metal scene in a lot of ways. He's the he's the final boss that we have to get through. You know, we battle everybody to get there, but to get through him and then be able to be blessed with the metal scene, that's what we've gotten. So having him on the show has been great. So could you tell me, since we're already talking about it, tell some of the listeners when they can come see you. I mean, I want them to see both nights of the Metal Manifesto, but when are you playing?
Oh yeah, definitely check out both nights. Every single one of these, there's a stacked lineup, and this is how I find out who the different bands around here are. But I'll be playing Saturday night at 11.
And yeah, so are you're gonna do a full set then? They're giving you a full set to play through.
Yeah, when I do other shows, I have an hour set, but for this, I'm cutting a couple songs, so I think mine's like 35, 40 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's just, I'm glad that you're a part of it, because there's so much talent on that bill, and that is my lock of the week this week. So, I'm trying to kind of do a lock of the week where I just kind of pick out. It's not that this is what I think is better than this or better than, but it's my lock of the week that I think is the show to go to, and I think that this 2-nighter is what it is. Let's dive into your music, man. I mean, you released a couple of EPs, and that kind of got you revitalized and back into music. And by your bio, it said when you did the Aftermath EP, you were kind of addressing some of your self-destructive patterns, and that's interesting to me because I too am a person who is very self-destructive in my past. Like I burned every bridge behind me on the way out, and I wish that I hadn't. And I live with all that, and you must have some of that too. So, talk to me about the process and how you're kind of using music to heal through all of that.
With Aftermath, or you want me to start at the beginning with the Trauma Bond one?
Let's talk about both EPs. Let's talk about the process of how you went from Trauma Bond to Aftermath and how it kind of helped you heal as a person.
Well, with Trauma Bond, I was going through some really, really dark stuff in life, and really the only therapy that's ever worked for me was music, because if I can just go in, write how I feel, and just scream it out, I mean, the writing process, it always hurts. When you're writing personal stuff, it always hurts. And then the recording process, it's the same kind of mental, but after you do it, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Every time you practice, I mean, those really hard or dark or painful feelings in the recording process and the writing process just start getting better and better the more you play it live. And then realizing that what you've gone through, your experiences, is actually helping other people to connect. Like it's a powerful thing.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time, that how music really is our outlet to life. And when you can tap into, the raw emotion of it all, and, I pretty much listened to all the stuff that you put out recently, and man, I love it. Like, you lyrically, it was great, and you could definitely get the emotion out of what you're doing right now.
I don't know. It's crazy when people compliment what I do, because I've always had low self-esteem about everything, and I'm always like, oh, everybody's gonna think this sucks, So it feels really good to get compliments like that, and it keeps me going. This is just the beginning.
Well, I think you find out that people relate because they associate what you're doing, and so you're, in some ways, you should just feel, not as a compliment, that you're just not alone.
Yeah, and that's really the main purpose that I started to do this, because I felt alone. And then, when I start putting out music, I realize I'm not. There's all these people that have gone through similar situations that have not had a voice or a vice to get it out, and they're just trapped up in here.
Well, so many musicians go through that. I mean, it's strange how this show kind of always seems to find its way into like how our lives are going. Like I've had some recent struggles with is it good enough, right? Like I release stuff and I wonder all the time, is it good enough? But if you're helping anybody, like a lot of people tell me if you're just helping yourself, that's the key. But I want to help people too. So if my pain and what I do helps somebody, that's why I do it. Through my lyrics and through the poetry and the music and everything else. So, do you kind of look at it like that? Like, are you? Is this a self healing thing, or are you out there because you want to help people like you?
It was, and we've had a couple talks on Messenger, but it initially was a self-healing thing, and then after I started playing live, I mean, the vibe, literally that first show went from anger and all this past stuff to positivity. Um, so yeah, a lot's changed after I started playing live and the direction where I'm going. Trauma Bond was when I was actively going through all this bad stuff. Aftermath was realizing, you know, picking myself apart, seeing pretty much what, the flaws in myself and accepting. And then after that, it's been a while since I put out a new song, but I'm wanting to go a different direction. Everybody always wants me to do more screams. I want to do more singing stuff. Of course, it's still going to be heavy, but I want to go less from full songs that are just nothing but screams to more melodic.
Yeah, most of your new stuff has kind of a blend in between, and
Mhm.
I like that. I think that's a great direction for where you're going.
The first song I actually was like, okay, maybe I actually can sing, was back when I was doing Trauma Bond. It's a song I don't play live, but Drown Myself. It those recordings all kind of suck because I was not very good back then. I was starting to get into my vibe, but I'm like, okay, maybe I can actually sing, and I'm pushing that because I know I can scream. I could do that all day. That's nothing. So I'm pushing myself to better myself to sing, and just working on that more melodic stuff now.
Well, let's maybe go back. How did you get started in kind of in the metal scene, or to get you where we are today?
All the way back, what got me into music is I grew up in that prime time of the '90s, the new metal. You guys mentioned Limp Bizkit. I'm a huge Limp Bizkit fan. I ain't gonna lie. Limp Bizkit, Corn, Stain. That was my first show my dad took me to back when I was still in high school. And ever since that moment, I'm like, I want to do this. And luckily, back then they were still bands would do street teams and stuff. They had Streetwise and Band Bitch where they would send out promo stuff, CDs, samplers, posters, and you'd get meet and greet passes after the show to go meet the bands. So I did that. I met so many people, and I'm like, I want to do this. This is what I want to do.
And so did you get into bands? Did what was your early experience with being a part of a band?
That was back in Morbid. I went up to audition to play guitar. My first guitar, I'm like, oh, I can play kind of Enter Sandman, and I can play Everlast. What it's like, these little tiny riffs I'm learning. I'm like, I want to go join a band. I was not good. I'll be the first to admit I was not good. And they're like, hey, can you scream and sing? I'm like, I don't know. And I just got stuck being a singer after that because apparently they seen something and we started playing.
So you kind of took it from there. So you're doing the whole scream thing. I got to ask you because I used to be in the big scream growl bands and all that. How do you keep your how do you keep your voice together, man? Like some guys just have it where they can condition themselves to do it all day long and it doesn't affect them. But like me, I'm a singer and it really killed a lot of octaves in my voice because I did it wrong. I would scream myself to a whisper and all that type of stuff. How do you keep that voice from kind of ruining what you can do?
Well, fun fact that the only person that was there that can attest for this was my dad. Way, way back in the day when I was in street teams, I met a band that nobody's heard of back then called Lincoln Park. So I'm talking to Chester Bennington, this little 16-year-old kid. I'm like, how do you do that? And he's like, it's you don't yell.
No, it's interesting, man, because it's an art form that a lot of people don't understand. One thing that I really hate is when I hear like the crabby old guy who's like, "Oh, I don't want to hear that." Cookie Monster. It's the Cookie Monster thing they always say, and I just want to start punching and hoping that I hit anybody who says that because it's nuts to me. It's like it's an art form, it's an expression, and just the brutality of it all. It's not all angry. A lot of it is, but it's not all anger. It's just a way of expressing yourself. Correct?
One thing that I learned from my first time working for the state is that anger is a secondary emotion. So yeah, there's anger and there's hostility in that scream, but it's always a secondary thing.
Absolutely. Well, I just find it so fascinating. I just love metal, and I love metal singers like yourself. Like I really love your. I understand why the bandmates were like, hey, maybe guitar is not going to work out, but if you can scream, and then you got a good scream, and they're like, all right, yeah, you're in. Buddy." A guy with a good scream is always a great thing to have in the band.
I got no regrets here, dude.
So what led up to the hiatus? How did that all come about?
Just I was living up in Lincoln at the time. That housing situation was falling through because they were selling the house. So I came back home to Beatrice, and I've pretty much been stuck. I don't want to say in this black hole, but yeah, small towns. And with back to the KZUM shows, that's where I play with these guys, and I bring them back for hometown shows, and then we pack the place here. So I'm bringing a piece of the Lincoln scene back home.
Well, fun fact, I mean, I played a bunch in Beatrice in different bands. I never had a single, and it wasn't the people, there was a lot of like weird factors, but I never had like a good experience playing there. And I don't know what it was. It wasn't like I don't hate the area, I don't hate the people. It was just there's always some like weird thing that would happen, like somebody comes and steals our banners outside and and like something weird goes down with the gig, or we all drink moonshine with the guy in the back before the show, and then everybody.
Yeah, don't do that. That's a little too much pregame there.
Yeah, it's that type of stuff that would happen. But no, Beatrice is great. I wish I could if I was gigging again, I wish I could prove to myself that I could make it through one gig with like a great response, great everything about it, and people loved it. But I don't know, man. There's something about that area that doesn't like me.
Well, if you got a project together, let's set something up. Since I've started as Ricos Pass, my first show was back in February, and I've played here 3 times, and it's been nothing but good experiences.
Hey, we talk about manifesting stuff all the time on this show. You put it out in the universe, and that show's going to happen, Cain.
Heck yeah, I'm down. I'll probably go talk to some of the guys I'm playing with Saturday and say, hey, you want to come do a local show, a hometown show? Because I'm looking for something in November here.
Cain could do. He's got some new stuff out. He could be a soft open for you guys.
There you go. The older I get, I just don't like to headline. I like to play my set, not stay up until midnight or 1 o'clock, and then try to go to work in the morning.
Wonder how a Sunday afternoon Metal Manifesto in the park in Beatrice would go over for you.
Oh, dude, I've actually been talking to one of the guys from Monsters at Bay, and they used to have Punk at the Park at Chautauqua Park here. I would love to bring that back, and it was a free thing, or it was all day, and we had like bands of all genres, and that place was packed. That's something I would love to bring back to this town.
If we just start talking about it here, it's going to happen.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, one of my old guitar players out there, I had a good experience with playing a show in Wymore. Like we did a Halloween show in Wymore with a band called C4 100 years ago, it feels like now. And I wore a Jason mask, and I screamed a bunch, and we played a bunch of different like metal covers and original we wrote. It was a good time. But I think the guitar player's name, man, I haven't talked to him forever, but his name's Cody Holtree.
He lives right there. I'm pointing right across the street from me.
He's a killer guitar player, man. And if he was so good to be in that band, but everything kind of like all bands, it kind of fizzled out, and it was all me and not them. So You're right, Randy. Maybe things will go, but my gigging days are kind of over with, man. I'm kind of enjoying that's why I said soft open being like so soft, it's not happening type deal. Because like I just don't play live anymore. Like I played that benefit. I just don't have with my heart issues that I've had and everything. I just being a studio warrior is fine for me.
I don't know if Brett could come back after 16 years. You know, they might come up with some, bionic heart for you that you won't even worry about it anymore. You just go out and shred again.
That's another thing. I got diagnosed with hypertension back in January this year too, and I'm like, great, I'm 41, my heart's freaking bad, and all the. I'm still gonna go do a metal show. I don't care.
Cain, get on the train here.
Well, I mean, the bionic heart thing's funny because I'm basically Iron Man. I mean, I have a pacemaker that runs it at 100%. They might as well just make it a full robot heart at this point so that I can, lift tall buildings and fight crime as well. All right. This is a great point to stop for a moment and just revel in the awesome product that is the Elegant Sasquatch and that awesome company, the Elegant Sasquatch Beard Company. So let's run that ad right now, and then I'll give you guys my lock of the week this week and talk about that, and then we'll get back to it with our guest.
Dude, last night was a rager. I literally don't remember anything. What happened, and why do our beards smell so bad?
It all started when a Sasquatch came out of the woods. He was doing keg stands, he DJ'd the party for a while, he even brought a live skunk to hang out. It was epic. It was getting late when Sasquatch's skunk friend decided to spray his pungent odor everywhere. Now our beards smell like rotten eggs and trash.
Don't worry, friend.
Ah! Is that you, Sasquatch?
It's me, your boy Squatch. Have no fear, my nose-melting follicle friends. I have just what you're looking for to get the skunk stench out of those skunktified beards. The Elegant Sasquatch Beard Company has all sorts of balms, butters, oils, and washes to turn you from skunk to hunk in no time.
Oh, bro, this is a trip. I feel like I'm dreaming, man. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Well, pinch yourself now because you're not dreaming, my friend. I'm here to tell you about all the great things going on at the Elegant Sasquatch Beard Company.
Oh, tell me you have something to help us with these smelly beards.
Not only do I have something for that, but I have so much more. Head on over to elegantsasquatchco.etsy.com to check out the shop and look at all the different beard balms, butters, oils, face washes, and bundles that we have to offer. In addition to all of our great prices, if you mention the Scratch the Vinyl podcast with Scratch30 at checkout, you'll get an additional 30% off of your order.
Oh man, this beard wash is amazing and these oils smell so good I could drink it.
Oh, you foolish little human. That's not what they're talking about with hair of the dog.
But seriously, Squatch, these scents are amazing. I already smell better.
Well, on that note, it's time to grab another beer and, oh, it looks like our friend the skunk just arrived. It's time to party. I call dibs on the first game of beer pong.
All right, let's talk about the Metal Manifesto benefit coming up here this Friday and Saturday night. It's for KZUM. It's at Gray's Keg. It is both nights, everybody, Friday night and Saturday night. It's a 2025 Labor Day Massacre, and I can't think of a better show to go to this weekend. No offense to all the other great shows out there, but this one is action-packed, and this is my lock of the week. So let's just list some of the bands that are going to be on. Friday night, they're going to have, starting at 6 p.m., Twisted Chrome. They're going to have Bleeding Horizon, Till Hell, Malum, Chasing Supernovas. Then is it Hathor or Hathor? Sorry about the, I just can't tell from the logo. Electra 6900. And then Saturday night, they've got the Mary Ellen Carter. They've got Deadbeat Function, the Hooligan Gentleman, Hatricide, our very own guest for today from Ricos Pass will be on there, and then also Bleeding Horizon. So that's a killer lineup, everybody. Sorry to the bands if I butchered your names. Some of these logos, naughty, I just couldn't read them, so my bad. But I hope that it's a great show. I want all you guys to pack the place. Get out there. It's going to be a fantastic show. This one's at Gray's Keg. And just a little bit more information on it. You can get a 2-night pass and a shirt if you just donate $15 to KCUM and to the Metal Manifesto. That's a heck of a deal. If you do $10 each night, you could still get in, but you won't get a shirt. So you might as well do the 15 and really lock it in. So go both nights, fill that place, and represent metal. To all the rest of the fine establishments and great places, check out their websites: the Zoo Bar, Bourbon, you have Cappies, all of these places, Tanks. They've all got big shows. So go out there, have the time of your life, and enjoy live music. Now let's get back to our interview with Brett Droege.
So Brett, obviously 16 years, you start to put out some music again, you're healing. Where are we going from here? Are we gonna
shows? That's what I want to do right now. I know everybody wants new music, but new music is harder to do. The last song that I wrote, it's been over a year now since my last song that I wrote, but there's possibly going to be a big show coming up here in November with a couple bands. I won't say until it's for sure, but one of them's pretty big from Fargo, and the other one's from Kansas City. So it'll be a fun show. But up next, what I want to do is the song I was talking about. It's called Goodbye. And that's actually my favorite song now of mine, and especially to play live. It's kind of more the direction I want to go, because it's a pretty song, but the end is just like, it's beautiful.
Cain and Brett, we've been talking a lot of metal on the show for probably about 2 months now. And everybody we talk to says, yeah, the scene isn't just quite what it used to be. But then we get into these interviews like with Brett today, and again, we find out the scene actually is growing strong. And we just saw the packed house at the Bourbon a couple weeks ago. And then we hear stories like this. I don't think the metal scene is dead at all.
Dude, Dirt Fed is how I found you guys. I seen you, they were on your podcast. I played with them a whole bunch from Morbid, and then I'm pretty sure I played with them in Drivel too.
Did you ever happen to play any shows down at the Spigot downtown?
I don't think Spigot. It was always Knickerbockers, 9th Street Basement. I think that was where I played with those guys. That was back in the days of Dirt Fed and Singe all the time.
Dirt Fed and Singe all the time.
That was
so
fun
true.
Shows, man. Fun shows.
Well, I used to promote a lot of shows at the Spigot. And of course, we when I was talking to all these guys again, when we kind of reconnected with Dirt Fed, those guys were such staples all the time. And, they were starting to feel like maybe the scene was totally disappearing. And of course, we put a little something out, and just everybody flocked back to see those guys again. And they're a combination of a bunch of different bands now, but man, it was so great to see the turnout and how great it was received again. So I think the metal scene is live and doing well. And of course, that's why we wanted to bring you on the show today, because all this new stuff and what you're doing, I think is just a great direction for the metal scene.
Well, I'm super upset that I missed that show, because I was planning on going, but then I got asked a week before that to go fill in Pittsburgh, Kansas. So I'm like, yep. First time touring out of state, and I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going. So otherwise I would have been there.
Well, there were certainly enough videos for you to see out there. Randy didn't make it there either because he had to work. But man, there's so many videos. Like that was like the most filmed local show that I've seen in a long time. Like there was just so much out there of it.
That was badass, man. I really wish I could have been there, but like I said, that's the first time getting asked to play that far out of town, and I had to go.
So let's talk about we've kind of dove in a little bit to I kind of want to rewind here for a second. So you played in Morbid and Drivel, you played all the time. You took you decided you had some things in life happen, and you took a 16-year hiatus. Let's talk about the studio stuff. So when you're doing this, you start get back into it. You start rolling into the studio, and you just start doing what we're all doing. We're living in a great time where you don't have to go to the massive studio in order to get your music out there, right? So
Yeah, I did mine in a basement.
yeah. So walk me through the process a little bit on that. So I mean, are you playing are you singing? Are you playing instruments? Are you bringing people in? How does that process work for you?
Um, my all my instrumentals were done by Jacob Lazzotti. He's not from here, and then I would just come in and I'd throw down my vocal lines and go back overdub stuff because double vocal lines sound really cool sometimes, and I still use those for my backing tracks. But I really want to get a full band, and that is going to be the next step, is finding people. It's just there's no scene here, but I'd love to be back in studio with a full band. I've done it before. It's so much fun. Doing it solo, yeah, I mean, it's great. I can do whatever I want and whatever else, but I miss the live collabing with people and throwing ideas together instead of it just being all me.
Well, the guitar is killer in it, man. I mean, kudos to the guy that did all the guitar work for that.
Oh, dude, Jacob is awesome.
Yeah, he's. So, how did you meet him, or where do you find Jacob?
Well, I pretty much went the rap method to get back into music, and he's one of those guys that does exclusive rights songs for people. So it's not cheap, but I own all the stems, everything else. So let's say I get a guitar player. All I got to do is cut that from my live track, and I got bam live guitar player I can throw on next show. So it's one of those things. It's kind of sucks I had to do it that way, but I mean, man, it's working.
I love that idea. I mean, it's basically like renting a session player. I mean, it's the same thing. You know, you rent the studio, you go to the big studio. Well, I need a session player to come in and do yeah, lap steel or something, right? It's the same thing, man. There's no difference. And that's what's great about this day and age. I kind of had a mindset to why I wanted to ask you that, because I think it's important for people who are coming up who don't think that they have any means to be able to record. Like, I've never had money to go to the studio ever. I've always done it myself. You know, I've grinded out. I've done it in GarageBand. I've done it, then I move it to, Ableton, Better Dot, and I learned how to be a producer, all of that. So I think that this story is important because I think there's people out there who think that they don't have a chance to ever put out music, and that's not true.
No, there's definitely a way. If there's a will, there's a way. You'll figure out how to do it. If you've got that passion, you will figure out how to do it. And just doing it the way I did. Um, I mean, it'll probably be after tax time, but I've also been in talk with Michael Beck, which is he's pretty well known around here, to do a 3-song EP with him. But he's wanting to bring in some session people, take the best thing I can make out of whatever. I mean, I've got a solid demo, I think, but I want to keep perfecting my craft.
Michael Beck, we've had Michael on the show a few times. He was one of our first interviews. What a great guy, and really does try to help a lot of guys in this area if they want to produce music.
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple pretty extensive talks with him about hows and whys things work and what would work, and so that's still a route that hopefully I will be doing next year, early next year.
Let's talk about what you have coming up, man. I mean, obviously this weekend you have the Metal Manifesto benefit for that. What else do you have in the works? I mean, it sounds like you have an EP that you're probably going to be running through, Michael. What else is on your list of things that you want to accomplish here in the next year or so?
Well, next up, I want to do a new single because Moth, that's like a 3-year-old song. I mean, it's a banger, and I love hearing it every time on the Blaze. But I want something new. I want to put Goodbye out because, like I said, that song's got a very special place in my heart. As well as like a ton of people that's come and seen me live. Like, there's been so many hugs and tears and just like deep conversations and stuff after I play. Like, I want that song out. I want that to be my next single. So trying to figure I can't do it myself, so I'm trying to find somebody that can work with to pretty much do a demo version of that to get that out there. After that, I mean, like I said, I'm looking for more shows. I would love to play the Bourbon Theater. That's been on my bucket list forever. I'm trying. Putting out Goodbye, that's the next step. More shows, and then we'll see what comes from that. Because it's crazy, dude. Like, I just started playing back in February, and this will be my 12th, 10th or 12th, somewhere in there show this year already. This one Saturday, I've played with some killer bands, man. Like 13 Minutes. I don't know if you caught the last KZUM show. I played with them, and then they came and they did a hometown show with me here. And their singer Jared actually sang one of my songs, "Save Me," with me. It's pretty cool.
Man, you're doing big things, man. You're doing everything you need to do to keep moving forward. I mean, you just keep getting yourself out there. You know, your songs are great. I like the lyrics. I know Randy and I are both big lyrics guys. We love the poetry and lyrics. So, are you? Would you say that you're a lyric guy, a poetry guy? Give us your process on how you attack this stuff, especially with your lyrics.
Well, pretty much when I'm listening to a new song to either write a verse or a hook or something, I'm a big softie. If it don't make me cry, it ain't good enough. So I sit there and I loop it, listen to it, scratch stuff down, and then when it really catches, I mean, by the end of the day, when the song's done, if I'm not in tears, it's not. I don't want to do it.
Is there anything you've written that is so hard to spit out that you can't even do it? Like I have some lyrics to it. I have a full song about one of my daughters that I can't even spit it out without crying and you know, not getting through it. Is there anything like that for you?
Drown Myself was the first one. That's why I don't play it live. I mean, I could definitely go back and learn it now, but at the time, I'm like, nope, this is just a one and done song. Goodbye was supposed to actually be one of those songs too, but I'm like, this is too good not to play live. So, I mean, there's been a couple of times where I've played where I'm like, you know, turn around real quick. And in practice, I mean, definitely like once thoughts start coming back, I've kind of cried a little bit during practice. No shame in my game.
Man, I still love that. I mean, that's again, that's where to me the greatness comes out when you're totally willing to be super raw with yourself. And again, I think I was having this conversation with Cain yesterday because he was kind of being down on himself about so, and I said, dude, you just put it out. It's not, it may not be for everybody, but that's okay because the people that do connect it, they're gonna love it. And I think you're proving my point that we're all throwing crap at us in life, and you're just using music as a tool to just get it out there. And I know we've touched on this already, but this is what I love about, you know, your kind of story, and this is what we love to share to our listeners because really this is what is totally healing, but total creativity coming out. And you're a perfect example of that.
If you guys are coming out Saturday, you'll see especially what I'm talking about when I play Goodbye, because I don't really have a fan base. I have a friend base, and I kind of know who's there and what's going on. And that song, every single time, I dedicate to somebody that I know is going through a hard time.
What's the crowd reaction like to that?
It gets loud. And then there's this little interlude part, musical intro, or whatever you call it. But I'm like, this song, you know, the last couple of years have been really hard for me. I know I'm not the only one going through some stuff. I want every single one of you that's going through something bad. I don't care if you know the words or not. Just scream. Let's blow this place up. It gets so loud, dude. And then every show too, I make it a point in that song to say, every single one of you, you matter. You are loved. The world needs you here. Every show, dude.
You know, we were talking about this a while back about kind of mental health and how music is one of the few things that got us through the COVID time periods and the isolation. And I can hear the passion in your voice talking about it. Like you've kind of tapped into it. And I love that you're sharing it with everybody.
Well, for too many years of my life, I tried to just like numb myself. So I didn't want to do that no more. And I do get emotional when I talk sometimes, and when I play, it is what it is. And that one of my favorite times playing Goodbye was actually a hometown show. one of my really, really good friends just lost one of her good friends. And she came up and she's just crying and hugging me the whole time I'm playing it. And it's like, whoa, this is the power of music, man. See, I don't even care. I get emotional, but that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Hey man, get emotional. It's fantastic to see. So I'm an emotional guy too. So I'm kind of tearing up a little bit seeing you doing it. I'm lucky to have people like Randy in my life. Like I can honestly say I'm gonna give Randy high praise here. When I'm down and out and self-destructing myself, and I'm complaining and I'm wanting to throw it all in the trash and quit. I have guys like Randy who are telling me to keep going and stop beating myself up. And so it's just really refreshing, to have that sort of thing. But for you, your message is so strong. Like remember Chester from Lincoln Park. No matter what you want to think about Lincoln Park, his legacy is going to live on forever because he helped so many people through his pain. Unfortunately, it got too far, and I'm not going to glorify suicide and everything. But I'm going to say this: the guy was obviously suffering through some things. Chris Cornell, all these guys. I mean, the list goes on and on, doesn't it? Scott Weiland, all these guys were killing themselves in different ways. But their music lives on and it helps people. And it's so interesting because what would it have taken to help them? Is what I ask myself, to help them get over the hump on that. Were they always meant to have this happen? I don't know, but man, your music is an inspiration, and it's just it's so refreshing to be able to talk to another artist like yourself who's willing to put it out there, put it all out on the line.
Well, I mean, the entire reason I started this way back in the day was, I had that mentality of if I could help just one person.
Exactly.
Crazy, man.
That's it, man. I'm not necessarily overly proud of the two. Well, I am and I'm not. I did two, I would say, demo quality albums that I put out. One's called Aura, and the other one's called Scar Tissue. But I will say I won't take them off. I'll always have them on YouTube for anyone to go to. And this is not me pimping myself. I'm saying that those albums were so hard for me to write, and every time I listen to it back, and I don't listen very often because I'm just not that way with myself. It's so hard for me to get through it because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I was going through at that time. And these words mean so much to me. I have a song called Hard to Love where it's talking about a certain person in my life and how much I care and how much they just keep walking away from me. Every time I go towards them, they just keep leaving and going away, and they're hard to love. It's not that I don't love them, it's that they're hard to love because of that. And when even when I think about it now, I'm getting like the chills. So I hope that something like that helps. And so quality doesn't always matter when it comes to that stuff. It has a purpose. So if you have a demo, and I'm not saying you, but if anybody out there has a demo, just put it out there. Like Randy said to me, put it on YouTube, put it somewhere for somebody else to get something out of it, and just be proud that you did all that. I mean, I put a lot of work into those albums, and they're just not they're just not radio quality stuff, and that's okay.
And Brett's a testament right now. Like he's found his way back after all this time, and it's putting the real raw emotion in his new stuff, and it's getting noticed. That's why this journey is going forward with him right now.
Well, it's crazy. Like 13 minutes that I just talked about, they just played with Skillet 2 days ago. Another festival they played in. I just had Jared, one of my now good friends, sing one of my songs with me, and that's crazy, dude.
It's crazy, man. Life's a journey, and you're obviously on a great course right now, Brett. And it's just so refreshing to have you on the show. You're another one of those guests where, as we're talking to you, man, I can see my struggles through just hearing about the struggles you've had and everything. And I just love that your trajectory it's all up from here, my friend.
Can I give a couple shout outs real quick?
Yes, please, by all means.
Obviously to my daughter, Scarlett. Hey, daddy's on the podcast that your friend Jaden was on. She was so excited about that. And also from work, D, what's up? Farina, what's up? Montana, what's up? I told him I give a shout out yesterday.
Hey, we love giving shout out to new listeners and hopefully metal fans and man, Brett, all good things have to come to an end, but we love sitting down with guys like you and telling their real stories and guys that are making it happen right now, no matter what way you do it. Man, I wish nothing but the best for you coming here in the future.
I appreciate it. I really hope you guys come out on Saturday and it sounds so much better live.
For all of you listeners, I want you guys to fill this place up. I want you guys to go to Gray's, and I want you guys to really show out for these bands, because this is where the lifeblood of the metal scene is going to be in these 2 nights. I mean, they're all so good, and they're all just waiting. We need you guys there. So I want you guys to pack the place. Brett, it's been an absolute pleasure. Like Randy said, this good thing has to come to an end, but it doesn't mean it's over for us. We'd love to have you on some other time. Please always feel free to get a hold of us if you want to help promote something. If you want to come on and talk about something and just put something out with us, by all means get a hold of us. So I hope you guys loved this episode. I really did. This is kind of I'm going through some things, inside, and this is helping me heal, talking to an artist like this. So I want to thank all you guys for listening, and we will definitely catch you guys on the flip side, and we'll do it next week here on
Scratch the Vinyl.
All right. What a show that was. That was a blast talking to Brett Droege from Ricos Pass. Let's talk about our sponsors now. Let's talk about Roots Music Shop, everybody. I mean, the cool factor, the fact that they have records. I mean, there's everything to like about this place. They buy, sell, and trade instruments. Brian from Dirt Fed is there, and he works on guitars and amps and different things. So I can't think of a better place to go. So go to Roots Music Shop. We've been talking about it for a long time, haven't we? Backtrack Records. If you guys are trying to get records, I'm telling you right now, I challenge you, yes, you listening right now, to go there and try to buy those records before I do. If I hit it big and I hit them big time, I'm probably just going to buy the whole place and then I'll have all the records. But until then, I'm going to keep buying them, 1, 2, 5, or 10 records at a time until I have them all. So get there to Backtrack Records. I love that place. American Senior Benefits. Ask for Jason. Oh my gosh, that's right. The man with the plan. Get a hold of American Senior Benefits and ask for Jason DeGosh, and he will set you up with a killer plan. Sly Ink Tattoo. I'll never stop talking about these guys. Bryce is a personal friend of mine. He's an unbelievable artist, and I love the place so much. If I had money to tattoo my entire body, including my face, like Mike Tyson, I absolutely would. But I don't. So I got some of these cool tattoos that Bryce has done, and then there's others I want him to cover up. And there's no one I would trust more than him to do so. So it just is what it is, guys. That's all we have for this episode. It's been a blast. Big shout out to the Elegant Sasquatch Beard Company. You can find them on Etsy. Oh, wait, it's not over yet. But you can find them on Etsy under Elegant Sasquatch Beard Co. Go there, and there may even be a discount for you guys if you drop Scratch the Vinyl somewhere in the discount area or at checkout. So get a hold of them. And then I forgot. I'm still so excited about Lil Bill's Barbecue. I mean, there's 8 flavors that would change your life. They did mine. I'm literally drinking this stuff. I think that at this point, I am definitely at like Terminator level when it comes to muscles and everything, because I've been having this stuff like injected into my body. So it's the best. So that's all we have, everybody. Get your Lil Bill's Barbecue. Get your instruments at Roots Music Shop. All these things that I mentioned to you. And now I just want to say thank you guys for listening. Tune in next week here on Scratch the Vinyl.